Patrick Bailey. Wow. That dude is he playing for Gold Glove. Man.
You know,
he is the Gold Glove.
No, you know, what was the best part of that game was that when Luciano went 2 for 4.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, what?
About, you forgot Elliot Ramos hitting a home run.
Wait. That's right. Luciano wasn't in the lineup. That's right. He's not on the team no more. Got it.
Ramos is
the guy that won the game for him with a pickoff. He's a rookie. He's a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ramos hits another home run tonight in Sacramento. Yes. Hey, what can you say though? Giants a resilient bunch. I thought no way could they win this game down 3-0. I took Arizona and the under tonight, 6.5. I figured with
I saw your tweet.
Yeah, as soon as I put it out, man, the Giants score 3 runs. Unbelievable. But I every time I bet against the Giants, they defy me. I bet them to win, they lose. I bet them to lose, they win. I bet them to score, they don't score. I bet them to not score, they score. It's like if I had a bunch of money to burn, I could just bet against the Giants to lose and the Giants would win the World Series. And maybe that's the best way to raise money is get all the Giants fans to start paying me to bet against them because I am the cooler effect for the Giants, man, right now. Every time I bet, they lose. I forget to bet, whatever. So, but I'm okay. I'm okay with, losing the bet. They won the game. That's good. They played relatively well. I don't recall any errors. They're facing a tough Zach Gallen. They get down 3-0 and scratch a run in. Matos with a nice driving, hard hit double, a line drive to right center. Almost got into Triple's alley. And then Crawford follows that with a bomb to center field to tie it. And then Lamont Wade, the broadcasters were talking about he never swings 3-0, and then it's 3-1. He goes, he may not even swing 3-1. He likes to just get on base. I'm thinking to myself, no, this is a hitter's account, man. Drive one, and boom, he did. So Giants, as Robert Rothberg tells us, 10 games over. Story of the day, though, is it the Giants winning tonight, or is it the inactivity of Farhan Zaidi doing nothing? And I have no problem with him doing nothing. It's that he said he was going to be aggressive. That's the problem. The fact that he said we're going to be super aggressive led Giants fans to believe, okay, they're going to make all kinds of deals. And, of course, Farhan's got built-in excuses for built-in excuses. It was like, oh, well, we lost Harrison and Wisenhunt and Wynn and DeSclafani all in the last week, and we couldn't trade our surplus pitching. And then he goes, he's in the dugout, right, with the reporters, beat writers, and he says, and he always gives a chuckle. An exaggeration statement of, he says, well, I guess we could have traded for a fifth starter for half our farm system. Well, what's the natural follow-up question to that if you're a reporter? Should have been, well, why didn't you sell one of your pieces for half of somebody else's farm system? Ask the question, pin him down. You give these guys, Kapler and Farhan, just completely let him off the hook. He said, oh, I could have got a fifth starter for half, but I would have had to trade a bunch of people. Well, then it tells you it's a seller's market. Why didn't you sell your fifth starter? You have 3 of them. My goodness, you got Junis, Minaya, and Wood, and I'm sure Wood would love to go start somewhere because he's tired of getting yanked in the 4th inning or coming in the 3rd inning. Come on, guys.
You said an interesting word to describe the Giants at the start: resilient. They remind me of a boxer that has no hand speed, that has no punching power, but can take punches. That's what the Giants remind me of. Like they're a great fighter. They can take a lot of punches like a Rocky and just keep coming and just keep coming. They're very, very resilient. They're not very talented, but I will give them that. Like, even though they're overmatched pretty much every night with better talent on the other field, they're a resilient team. They find ways. They got a great bullpen. And, hey, tip my hat to them to winning and pulling out tonight's game. But I think most people are still upset about what they did. The Houston Astros, the world champions, got Justin Verlander. And, this is something we've not talked about. You know how we're always talking about get prospects here, get prospects here. And everybody's like, oh, I'm against that. I'm against that. I don't want prospects. I don't want young guys. You know what got Verlander to come back to them?
The young guys.
Traded a prospect. So prospects aren't necessarily always like, if you have enough of them, then when you are a really good team and you need one piece like a Verlander or a stud reliever, then you have so many good prospects in your system that you can afford to let go of one of them to get you that piece. And that is what selling is all about. It's not just, oh, Los, what are you talking about? Let's have like a bunch of young players on this team for next year. No. You can make a run and trade one of those prospects for a superstar talent like Houston just did. They got rid of them, let somebody else pay them, and then they got them right back. Genius.
Yep. This, I think, was one of Kapler's best managed games, and I hate to say it. He dealing with the cards he had, which is his own fault. Limited bullpen, not that many guys available. He was relying on Cobb. Cobb had a great outing, but he managed the bullpen really well. I mean, there wasn't much to manage, but Walker, he did a great job, in Manaea. I was a little skittish of that, but that was a good move. And he didn't platoon. Bailey was the only guy who went in for Sable. I'm still not liking how they don't trust Sable later in games. I think if you don't trust him in the 9th inning, then why he shouldn't be on your roster catching it all. It doesn't make sense. But I think it was a pretty well-managed game. I think the one thing that makes it a well-managed game is that he didn't overmanage. He just let them play.
Exactly.
He didn't put in guys when they needed to. He just let them play, and they won. And that's what makes baseball so unique. As a coach, as a manager, basketball, football, that the head coach is always consistently coaching and adding plays. Exactly.
Ahead. Yeah.
As a baseball manager, you're just sort of just there. You make the right decisions a couple times a game, but you're mostly just watching the game and making a couple adjustments. You're not constantly just over managing and doing everything at once. You sort of let the game play out.
I did see something slightly disturbing. I forgot who wrote it, but it was a quote from Farhan, and who knows? We know how he can lie. But he said that as far as frontline pitchers goes, a lot of them had a no trade clause.
Yeah, there was just 3 of them: Verlander, Scherzer, and Erod. That's it.
And he thinks that the Giants are on that do not trade me list. If that is true, and hitters don't want to come here, and now pitchers don't want to come here, I'm talking about just as like trade bait. What does that tell you?
Well,
Why don't
first off, Rodriguez was on a no trade because he didn't want to come to the West Coast at all.
Right.
So that's his is pure geography. I don't know. Now Scherzer and Verlander, who knows what's going on with them?
It could be some other ones too. But
I'll tell you what, though, I'm gonna go 180 degrees from what you guys are talking about. To hell with Kapler. Hold on.
I'm gonna get my dinner real quick. I'm gonna get my dinner.
To hell with Kapler. To hell with freaking Farhan. Because when you got the future that's in your lineup in Luciano, and you want to send him back down to AAA for no damn reason, when you got Isan Diaz because of a stupid fucking platoon advantage, I can't stand that. I don't want to
I'm
see
with
that
you.
bullshit. Kapler
with
should be standing on Farhan's desk going, what are you doing? This is going to be one of the best guys I have in the lineup, and you want to send him back to Sacramento? Hell no. He's staying up here over my dead body. What are you doing, Kapler? This is your team. You need to stick up for your guy who's going to produce more than Isan Diaz right now. I'm sorry. That's bullshit, especially after today when you look weak as hell anyways. Sell your guys in. Sell guys you don't need. That's not going to even be part of the future. I'm just tired of it. It's stupid. There's absolutely no reason to send Luciano down. None.
I concur, and the Oscar award goes to Eric Romo for being pissed off after a Giants non-move.
Man, dude.
Excellent
well,
work.
I put a tweet out on this. It really doesn't make sense. Diaz has yet to get a hit this year. He's only had one. He's been on base once via walk last night. He was 0 for 11 with nothing to show for it. His on base percentage, which I mentioned to you, but let me see what he did tonight. I think he was 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 tonight.
He did nothing.
Diaz was 0 for 3, so he's
the magical platoon did nothing. Again, a lefty hitter against a righty pitcher, he didn't do shit. I guarantee you, Luciano Pie could have got a hit, at least a hit.
Well,
maybe even drew a walk.
Here's
knows?
The thing with Luciano.
Man.
The thing that's interesting with Luciano. See, I knew he was going to go down, him or Schmidt, when Estrada comes up. Diaz is going down after the Arizona series. Estrada's going to be up when they play the A's on Saturday. So this is purely regarding the platoon, as Eric said. What I'm upset about is why not give Luciano 3-4 more games? He didn't play last night. He didn't get the chance to play to Sacramento because they didn't make the decision. So here's a guy who's 21 who needs he needs reps as much as possible. He already missed the first month, and now you missed last night's game because you sat him, and he's missing tonight's game because you couldn't again make a darn decision soon enough. You should have known this decision, at 1:00 this afternoon. Luciano could have, hopped in a car and been to Sacramento by 2:30, right?
Even better than this? What was the purpose of the trade anyways? What the hell is AJ Pollock going to provide that the team doesn't already have on this roster? Bring up Elliot Ramos.
Yes.
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? It makes no sense. It's the same thing that they did in the beginning of the season when they decided to they brought in Beatty instead of Bryce Johnson or even Piscotti.
Spaghetti.
It's stupid. You got guys who can play better than the guy that you went out there to get. Come on.
I would have been fine with the Pollock trade.
Man.
I would have been fine with the Pollock trade if Isan Diaz has gone down. There is absolutely no reason why this dude should be on a major league roster.
He's going down in 3 days. 2 days.
He's going down in 3 days, but Luciano going down. I get it. He needs reps in AAA. Yeah, okay. But no one considers the mental toll it can take on a player.
I bring that up all the time.
Yeah, that's what happened to Ramos.
All the time.
That's probably why he went into a funk.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's just constantly traveling back and forth.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it's part of the major league deal. You sign up for it. It is up and down minors. I'm sure hopefully they communicated to Luciano when they brought him up. It was going to be for a short period of time, just because until Crawford got back and they were probably figuring, they may be taking a look at Diaz. One of the things I got to look at it another way. Maybe they're taking a look at Diaz and saying, are we going to keep him on the 40, give him another, major league shot. If he doesn't seem to be able to produce, maybe they DFA him and put Fitzgerald on the roster for the 40. There's all kinds of things that go into these things. I do think Luciano was more valuable than Diaz right now. He's more talented. He's more of a spark. He scored 2 of the 9 runs in the Boston series that they scored. They scored 9 runs in 3 games. Luciano scored 2 of those because he was a catalyst. He's on base. He's getting hits. He's 3 for 11. He's hitting 273. Diaz is hitting 0-0-0. Diaz has got talent. He's just, he's never been able to put it together. I actually like the kid. I've talked to him. I've interviewed him. But he's not Luciano. I mean, Luciano, when you look at the eye test of a player that is and baseball is not just about right versus left, left versus right. It's about getting on base with speed. It's about disrupting. You saw it tonight, or was it last night? I'm trying to remember what night it was. Somebody was on second base. Might have been last night's game. Somebody was on second base recently I think it was the D-backs, threatening to steal. It might have been Corbin Carroll last night. And I can't remember who was on the mound, but they were distracted by, it was in the extra innings. It was in the extra innings. Corbin was on second base, and because of his speed and threat to steal, he had the pitcher rattled, and the pitcher grooved one, and then they drove one into the gap and scored. That's part of baseball, having guys with a lot of, you see it in guys like Tatis, Rodriguez, Ellie De La Cruz. They're not just left-handed or right-handed hitters. They're ball players. Willie Mays was unbelievable at this. They freak you out on the bases, and you get a guy like that on base. And I noticed that in Luciano on second base the other day. He was dancing and he was messing with the pitcher's head. Guys that are studs, they know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
They really do. You know what I'm talking about, Los, right?
Oh yeah, you disrupt the pitcher and the timing. You make them feel a little bit uncomfortable because they don't know what they're going to do, when they're going to go, and it's just little things like that in the game of baseball that's been around for decades.
It's not just about platooning. Luciano's faced right-handed pitching all his life, and he's going to continue. This platoon stuff is maddening because they better not platoon this stuff when they start all this stuff. When they bring him up again, he'll be up in September most likely. Senior. As you know, as I've been saying here the last 2 nights, he'll be here by the 12th or 15th at the latest of August. I'm going to tell you, I think Kyle Harrison starts next Friday night against Bochy and Texas Rangers. What a way to introduce him to the major, to his major league debut. But he's going to have to face some tough cookies anyway, whenever he starts. So I'm predicting that Kyle Harrison debut is next Friday night, August 11th. And I think so if you want to get tickets to see Kyle Harrison, plan on seeing him Friday, the 11th, possibly Saturday, the 12th. He's going to pitch. He pitched yesterday, a couple innings. He's going to pitch this weekend in Sacramento, and he'll be called up after that start. I can almost guarantee it. Without guaranteeing it, but 60, that'll put him on the roster for the rest of the season. He'll still be considered a rookie going into next year because he won't have 60 days of service. So I think it was part of the plan the whole time. But anyway, that's what's coming. Kyle Harrison will be your 3rd or 4th starter behind Webb, Cobb, and Stripling, and things. We'll see. Baseball's a funny game. Scott Fowler donates $1.99, says Farhan's first draft pick looks pretty good. Yeah, that was Patrick Bailey. Threw out 2 runners tonight, one from his knees on a kind of a, looked like it was a sack bunt that they didn't bunt, and they put a play on. Bailey from his knees fires a strike to Crawford, just perfect throw, nails him. And then with Perdomo, the young rookie on first base, Bailey throws a back pick and nails his butt for the final out. That's, one of the things I got to say. You talked about, Bora, about him being Kapler managing a pretty good game, and kind of frustrating that they didn't leave Sable in. But you can kind of see why Bailey kind of comes in late, gives him a chance to – I mean, he is becoming a star behind the plate defensively, and if he gives you anything offensively –
if he can be a league average hitter, he's going to be an all-star.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
And I want to talk about the moves, I think, that's going to be coming up the next couple of weeks. So I think Harrison's going to come up, yeah. Is the corresponding move moving DeSclafani to the 60-day?
Yes, because he's not on the roster.
Yeah, so that'll happen. I have a feeling Pollock is going to be here. I think Pollock's going to be here until Estrada. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I have a feeling, but I think this is what should happen. Pollock's going to be here until Estrada gets back. When Estrada gets back,
Estrada's back this week.
Yep, exactly. I think
that means Diaz goes down.
No, I have a feeling Diaz is going to get DFA'd. Pollock is going to get DFA'd. Estrada's going to be up, and Luciano's going to be up. Luciano's going to get reps in the outfield, and they're going to be playing Luciano in left field.
They're going to trade for a guy in DFA. That's interesting.
Well, I mean, they gave nothing up, bag of beans, whatever. I would say this, that makes logical sense. That makes logical sense, Bora. I don't think they'll do it though. I don't see
they're not going to do that. No.
Yeah. It makes logical sense because Pollock didn't look too bad. He hit one to the warning track. His first pitch tonight, he saw, almost got out. It looked like off the bat, it was going out.
Yeah, the sound.
AJ Pollock, interestingly, Farhan loves guys with hamstrings. I mean, he's got
like Trent Baalke and ACLs.
Yeah. Here goes Yaz on the
because Farhan is a hamstring.
Yeah. He goes on the IL. He brings up a guy who comes off the IL with a hamstring. Conforto's had a hamstring.
Yeah.
Slater's had a hamstring. Slater can only run at 70 to 75%, they say, because of his heel.
Wilmer.
So Ramos is raking down in Sacramento. Why not put Slater? He doesn't play that much, only when they face lefties. Occasional pinch hit. Why not just put him down on the IL for 15 days and get him well? Get the thing healed up. You're not going to get better if you're running on it. The other day, he scored from first on a hit in the gap, and I'm thinking, if that was a key situation and he got thrown out in a key moment of a game because he was only running 75%, it's like, what are you doing? Why are you playing guys? That's why I don't know what he's got against Ramos. I really don't. I don't know if Ramos is because he was drafted by the previous regime.
That's it.
I don't get it. I mean,
Luciano was. Matos was.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something else. It just doesn't make any sense. Ramos has some talent, and I just wish they would let him just show that, give him a consistent amount of at-bats. Shit, they gave a long leash for David Villar, and he hit $140, and they just kept throwing him out there. I know
Ramos 2 for 4 tonight. 2 for 4 tonight. Ramos with a home run.
How many strikeouts did he have?
0.
See, that's his problem. That's been his problem. The strikeout rate's been up. If he can consistently hit in AAA without striking out too much, unless they have seriously something against this guy, like, I don't know, which they might have. He's forcing his way onto the field.
Yeah, and they've got some. Farhan talking about his not trading any of his pitching because of depth. They've got guys that can give you 4 or 5 innings, whether that's Jelly, Harrison, Black. They got this guy Tang that pitched tonight, 5 innings, only gave up 1 hit, 12 strikeouts. 12. That means he got 15 outs and 12 of them were strikeouts. That's
How old is he?
unreal. Tang is
that's too much common sense to trade a veteran, bring a young guy up to basically give you the same production and get a prospect
24.
out of it.
24. Be 25 on December 1st.
Too
This
much
guy,
common
he
sense.
has good strikeout stuff.
12 strikeouts in 5 innings? That's unheard of.
Throughout the year, he's been striking out these guys.
Yeah.
How old is he?
24. So,
he's
I mean,
right
that's
there.
another arm. That's another arm. So, I don't know,
Tell you,
guys.
This rotation next year can be really good. I mean, maybe not really good, but really young and like 25. That's my target. World Series. This if all goes well, Harrison, Wisenhunt, Black, I don't know who else, Webb, maybe Tang, who else? That's a World Series rotation.
You got some other guys, yeah. It usually takes, if you get them all up next year, yeah, by 25 maybe, yeah. First year's usually a little rough, but what did we see? Tang, what did we ask? Somebody said something about his walks have been oops, that's not what I wanted. I think he only had 1 walk tonight, if I'm not mistaken. The darn box score just jumped away from me. I'll look it up again. Meckler made his AAA debut tonight. Wade Meckler, I don't think he got any hits. He was 0 for 2 with 2 base on balls, though. That's good. 1 strikeout, but he's, taking pitches. Tang,
he gets on base, like Billy Bean says.
Walked 2 in 5 innings. He's got a 3.38 ERA, which is really good in the Pacific Coast League.
He's walking. He has a strikeout to walk percentage, a ratio of 2 to 1. So that's his issue.
Oh, did we do that last one, Scott Fowler? Did we already do that one? I think we did. Glass Half Full donates $4.99, says, did you guys see Farhan's reason why Giants didn't make any trades? Seems really dumb and pathetic reasoning. He's got to go. Unfortunately, I'm 100% behind that. I think Farhan's valuable to a baseball organization, but not as your guy that is your lead guy that is negotiating trades and signing free agents. He's best suited
to be a banker. There you go. Be the banker.
He should be the Parag Matha of the
Yes, he would be great at that. He's got an MIT.
Let him do that. Let him negotiate contracts. Let him be behind the scenes.
No, not negotiate.
No negotiating.
The numbers aspect of it.
Yeah.
He is good. No, he is good about not giving 10, 13-year deals.
He would be great in that Parag. Yes, take that model of the 49ers, John Lynch, a guy that is excellent at communication skills and people skills and knows how to make deals. And he lets Parag do a lot of his negotiations for the cap and figuring things out.
That's what Farhan should be doing. Exactly.
Farhan's got an MIT background in finance. He's got a degree from MIT. I looked him up tonight. Guess what? Before he came to baseball, this is hilarious, guys. I was going to tweet this, but then I thought, I'm just getting too much on Farhan.
Is it sports related?
It's some semi. His first job, Small World Media. Right there. Small World Media. You're going to learn why Farhan treats his roster the way he does, and he shuffles it around. The description of Small World Media, where Farhan worked before coming to the A's: operator of fantasy sports leagues. I'm telling you, does that not explain it all right there?
That's good evidence right there.
You know how many deals I love to make in fantasy football. It is like you're making deals every week and just shuffling your roster and trying to, it's like nobody, thing about fantasy football is there's no relationships involved with the people. You don't care about who you get. You just want to move them on, get the best guys for this week's game. And that's exactly what he does. That's why Isan Diaz is up, because it's fantasy football. It's fantasy baseball. You're facing a righty, and he thinks that is going to be better option than Marco Luciano. The problem that I have, the biggest problem is I knew Luciano or Schmidt was going down when Estrada came up, but why not give it Luciano? He was enjoying, he played in, he was up for 5 games. He played in 4 of them. They won 3 of the 4 he was in. He scored a couple of runs, as I mentioned. He was playing with joy. Why not give him a taste of what it's like to stay up for just 3 more days? Diaz is not necessary to be up. I mean, you're just using Diaz because you're facing purely a right-handed pitcher. Why not show confidence in Luciano that, hey, look, we believe in you. You're not one of our platoon guys. But he's already been fed the message that he gets pinch hit for in the 7th with nobody on, nobody out, up by 2, 5-3 for Jock Peterson, his first game. Now he gets pinch hit the other night. He gets pinch hit again for. Now he doesn't get to play because they're facing right-handed pitching. What are you telling your young phenom? This is supposed to be the face of your farm system from the position side right now. Everybody's been talking about him. He's like the 15th ranked prospect in all of baseball, and yet he cannot face right-handed pitching. It's not like you're putting, Tony Gwynn in his place. Okay. You're putting a guy who doesn't have a batting average. Well, he does. It just happens to be 0 right now. But,
and that's the point I've made for weeks, and Bora brought up earlier, is that, there's more to baseball than statistics. These young kids need confidence. And when you do that to them, like, you think they really want to be here? I know it's their job, but it's more to it than that. Like, they really, and don't think the rest of the league sees things like this. Don't think that if you're a young player about to be drafted in the Giants draft, you're like, oh, shit, really? I gotta go there? I mean, I'm serious. Like, their reputation is like, I don't care what you're doing in the minor leagues. Like, Wade Meckler is a perfect example. There's no reason that kid should not be at least given a trial to see what he can do.
So Hobbs rules 3393 says, so your reason is because he was playing with joy, he should stay up. That is ridiculous. You don't understand baseball, what I was saying. I'm talking about he plays with an infectious joy that is contagious, that gets other guys fired up. When he's on, when Matos took a walk when he first came up and he turned to the bench and he's like, come on, guys. That kind of, I'm talking about playing with passion, with a fervor that is infectious to a club. If you've ever been around a club, Hobbs, you would know what I'm talking about, because when guys get fired up, it fires the rest of the team up. I've seen rallies started with 2 outs and teams down by nothing. I played on teams like that, and, you get one guy on base and, and everybody gets fired up, and, that's the kind of guy you want to have on your team. You obviously
should stay up because he's better than maybe half the roster. That's why he should stay up. He's better than probably half the roster. Yeah, and it's not just simple stats. Just use your eyes. These are called the eye
test.
Use them.
Well, did you see him dive over home plate, diving into home plate? That kind of stuff fires up a team and says, I'm playing not just with this infectious joy, but I'm playing with enthusiasm and an intent of, I'm playing with tenacity. I'm not screwing around here. I'm playing all out. And you see that in guys. You see it in Sable. Every time Sable, there's a pop-up and he's on base, He's sprinting around the bases like if that ball somehow gets dropped, he's going to score. Most veterans, they just jog. They jog. Sable, you don't see him just jog out a ground ball. He flies as fast as he can because, he wants to stay in the big leagues.
Is it my imagination, or does it seem like a good percentage of hitters when they leave the Giants seem to do better other places? Let me give you some names. Gary Sanchez, Padres, hitting a lot of homers. Average, okay. Earlier, years ago, Adam Duvall. Couldn't make it here, started hitting somewhere else. Connor Joe was a joke here. He's actually a decent player now. Mauricio Dubon didn't hit here, hitting somewhere else. And this guy for the Cubs, the guy that made an over-the-wall catch, Tauchman. He's actually playing well in Chicago. You see the pattern? And I think it's more than just the ballpark. There's something there, and it could be a variety and a combination of things where it's confidence. Like, you know what? We're going to let you play. You're going to keep playing. And maybe the hitting instructors are just teaching just a little bit of a different thing. I don't know. But there's an awful lot of players that leave here, and they hit better. I just named off 5, and I could probably name off another 5 if I really investigate it.
You're correct on that, Senior. He is full of confidence, and he knows he can play here. He's got the swag. He knows his time will come. I believe he's up in a month when the call-ups. I believe Luciano, he may get the call. Could be Bart. They could bring up Bart in September as the third catcher. They can increase 2 roster spots. So I don't know if they're going to bring up a pitcher and a position player, 2 position players, 2 catchers. I don't know how they're going to do it. I know they can still shuffle it back and forth. They will probably shuffle it just like they did this way between, it's like might as well just have a little train runway or a little plane that flies you from back and forth between SAC, because these guys are going to be up and down based on the game situation. If they feel they can get an advantage for one game, they do it. It's really odd. My point is that, I'm not upset that Marco's back down at Sacramento. We all knew it was going to be probably temporary. What I'm upset about is that they play this in such sensuous platoon game that is just like for what? It's go with the best player. If it was close and marginal, I don't think it's marginal. Even though Diaz has more major league experience, Marco is special. Give him those 2-3 more games, because he's a guy that can knock it out of the park at any point.
Special doesn't matter. Just like you said, it's all because of the platoon. That's what it is. That's all it is. It has not. It's not because of well, to an extent, it is because of AJ Pollock. But they could have sent down Diaz. But because they wanted that damn platoon, everything has to be based off a stupid ass platoon, and I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I am.
Well, you should get over it, because it ain't going anywhere with this regime. There's nothing you can do about it.
I know.
That tells you everything. The Giants don't want superstars here, because if you have a superstar here, you have to play them every day. So maybe they just always want average players, because you can have 2 players basically they think give you the same production as one player for 1/10 the price.
And I'll have to fix what Senior says. I get what he's saying, but he knows
I don't agree with it. I'm just saying that's what they're doing.
You need to change it where Marco is full of confidence. I get it. He knows he can play, in parentheses, when there's a left-handed pitcher at this level, and knows it's temporary and he'll be back soon. That's what it is right now. That's where it is right now.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I want swag on this team.
Oh, yeah.
I want swag.
But they don't care about that. Swag means nothing to them.
I want confidence. Like Matos had an at-bat last night, and all he did was walk.
And he bat flipped the walk.
He laid off some tough pitches, and his reaction after he walked is he looked into the dugout like, I laid off that shit. He was like, probably some teammates were saying, damn, you swing at everything. And he was like, that was his reaction. Like, yeah, see, I laid off of it and I walked. I want that. And when he catches a ball, he has swag when he catches a ball. He's like, it's hit off the bat. You're like, oh shit, that's going over his head. He catches it. He
Yeah,
has a
Justin
base
Kerwin
hit.
says they're platooning pitchers. They actually are messing with pitchers' heads. Alex Wood said last night in the postgame that they asked him,
Platooning
well, what do
pitchers.
you work on? Well, is it tough to get your work in between starts? And he says, yeah. He says, I don't know what to expect. I have no idea. He goes, it's frustrating, but it is
That's
what it
not
is.
good.
I mean, he's saying what it is. I mean, he's a veteran. He knows. He was probably saying it last night, maybe hoping he'd get dealt, to a contender where he could start. I mean, a starting pitcher wants to take the ball and go with it.
And pitch. He wants to pitch.
If you're going to put him in the second or third inning, why not just put him in the first inning and do what he's used to most of his career? Because you know what? There's a routine to starting versus relieving. When you're the starter and you're the man, you have all night, you get ready, you're focused, you get up that next day, you're preparing your day mentally, clockwise, different things you do. You mentally prepare for the game differently. You go to the bullpen 20 minutes plus before. Earlier, you're out in the outfield. You're throwing long lobs, stretching your arm out. There's just a lot that goes into starting versus relieving. And
Dan,
relieving, you don't know when you're going to get in.
What if a lot of these starters have in their contract incentives? If they make a certain amount of starts, they get a bonus.
Yeah.
And the team doesn't let them start that many games, so they don't have to pay the bonus. That's possible.
It is possible.
I would not doubt this organization doing that. You want to piss off a player? Do that.
Is Luciano? I think my question is Luciano that much worse against righties than Diaz? I mean, come on. Diaz is batting like. Does he have a hit?
No, he's zero.
He doesn't have a hit.
He's 0 for 15.
I mean,
Luciano.
He can't hit. He's only playing against righties, and he can't hit them. It makes no sense.
How's that platoon working out? How's that shit working out for you?
It's not.
What is
glass half full guy? Spot on, man. Spot on.
Exactly.
Is the donates $4.99? Thank you. Glass half full says, is the local media afraid to criticize Kapler? Answer: yes. He should be run out of town like he was in Philly. Yeah, they don't criticize Kapler here. Nope.
Yep. And you know what I noticed on Twitter after the Pollock deal? They're not going out and be like, I don't know. I don't really agree with this. This isn't a good move. Like, what's happening? They're trying to find solution, or they're trying to explain Farhan's reasoning. They're like, well, he had a good OPS against left-handed pitching last year. This is what Farhan could be thinking. It's like, no, this is a horrible move, and it's the one move of the deadline. Like, come on.
Okay. Marco Luciano has 6 at-bats against right-handed pitching. He has 1 hit, 4 Ks.
Small sample size.
Yep. Lefties, he's had 5 at-bats, 2 hits.
Too small a sample size.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's still – but his what else is he's got 1 hit, 1 run. I mean, he's hit against right-handed pitching his whole career in the minors. Let me see if I can find his.
They are not rebuilding, Val Ramos. They're not rebuilding. Rebuilding means that you're not hanging on to journeyman veterans.
They would have sold at the deadline.
They're not rebuilding. They're one of the oldest teams in the league. And that's with quite a few. That's with some rookies like having a lot of playing time, but they're still one of the older teams in the league. Pollock made them even older, so no, they're not rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Rebuilding is selling off and just going with a lot of young guys, growing together. That's rebuilding.
I noticed in the game today, Blake Sable, he's looking a lot more confident. And
He had a hell of a
I
throw
think-
tonight.
I took some videos of him framing. I'm gonna play this. Just watch his
Can you do that, Aaron?
what? Can I do this?
Yeah,
Eric.
you're good. Yeah, as long as there's no
Okay.
sound.
No
No
sound.
sound. No sound. Yeah.
All right, watch his left his left arm. Watch how he
Who are we talking
pulls
about? Bailey?
Staley.
Stable.
Sable.
Oh,
Oh,
Sable.
Sable.
Yeah. Sable's a good
Watch
framer.
how he's learning from Bailey. Watch how he pulls that his left hand, it goes to the right a little bit. To the right. See that? Right there. Goes to the right and he brings it back. Right there.
Right.
Boom. Exactly. I don't think he was doing that earlier in the season.
He
And
was actually
there's-
pretty good framer, actually, but he's gotten better. He's actually gotten
He's
better.
gotten
You
way
know,
better.
you know
since
Bailey's
Patrick
giving
Bailey's
him some
called him.
tips for sure. Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
of
good
course.
call.
And there was an interview with him tonight saying he's learned a lot from Bailey.
Me and Dan were on Sable in spring training. Like that kid was like, you should have seen his BP sessions. Like he was hitting line drives all over the place. But now if he's getting better as a catcher and he's serviceable in left field, he's not horrible. I like him. I hope the Giants keep him. He's a nice utility player that can play here and there and give you solid at bats.
If he can get his walk percentage a little higher, if he can get his on base percentage a little up, he's going to be a good player. That's really the only thing he needs to work on in the offseason, major. He's a good future.
Fucking Jock is looking horrible, man. God, he hits like one homer a week. But he does not come through so often with men in scoring position. He is out
And
of
he's
shape.
so slow.
Man, that was just a horrible bringing him back for 1 year.
Don't even get me started on JD Davis.
Oh, his bat is slow right now.
I mean,
the scouting reports out on him. Just throw him fastballs.
You throw fastballs right down the middle. He can't do anything
He's
with
missing
it.
them. Yeah,
He
his
knows
bat
it's
is-
coming. You could do the Trevor Bauer. You could here fastball, and he still wouldn't hit it.
His bat is slow for sure now.
I'm gonna show you guys something here tonight. This is, let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, without sound. Let me see if I can get this with, come on. Hold on. See if I can get the sound off. Sound is off. All right, let me escape. Hit here. You're going to love this. You're going to love this, guys. You saw it, right, Bora, the end of the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Screen being shared.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sound. Oop. Sound is off. 2 out. Bottom of the ninth. Oop. What the heck? Hit the wrong button. Shoot. Okay. There we go. Watch the replay of this.
That dude is a savage, man.
Yeah.
That dude is a savage.
Watch this replay. Hopefully they'll show here it is. Yeah.
Nice tag, Wade.
Gone.
He might win the Gold Glove for half the
I think
year.
he will. I think he will.
I mean, like, who's going to threaten him?
Only on reputation is Real Muto, but I think I've seen a lot of posts tonight, from national media about Patrick Bailey.
He's firing, throwing guys out left and
I don't
right.
think the rest of the country knows about him too much yet because the Giants are on the West Coast, but that kid is special.
Eric Karros talked about him. He said Patrick Bailey is, They're talking about the word's out. They know he threw out De La Cruz. He's thrown out somebody else that was a big base stealer.
Tatis.
Tatis, he's thrown out. Yeah, he's thrown out. Or is he thrown out Tatis? Did he? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's looking good.
He threw out De La Cruz. He's thrown out a lot of fast guys.
Yeah.
That don't really get caught.
Yep.
I think he threw out Carroll last night. I mean, they replayed it.
That's right. He did. He threw out
They
Carroll.
They didn't challenge it, but I thought they had him.
Yeah. He's.
What else has he thrown out? Who's the other like super speed guy that he's thrown out?
Betts, Marte, Merrifield, Ted Mosby says.
He's thrown out De La Cruz.
Yeah, he threw out
De La Cruz.
Yeah,
He
There's
threw
nobody
out Duran from the Boston Red Sox, who's leading this.
Oh, that's right.
And the thing is, like, he's throwing these guys out, and it's not even close. Like, his pop time and release is so quick.
Yeah, his pop time is unbelievable. Watching
the runners have no chance.
You know, one of the things
Arizona's leadoff hitter, what is it? Parmo? What's his name?
That's the guy that got picked off tonight
Yeah.
at the end. That's the guy who's
had
on
a
first base.
steal, and he had a huge jump. Like he got a big jump on Cobb, and he still got.
Oh, that's right. He got thrown out twice. Perdomo got thrown out by Blake Sable at second.
Yeah, but he had a huge jump. Like when you get a jump like that, you're stealing the base.
That was a perfect throw by Sable. I mean, the ball.
Oh, Sable threw him out.
Sable put it right on the bag he just basically slid right into Crawford's glove. It was just bang, bang. You know, I love the way Arizona plays. I mean, they got so much speed. And last night, the Giants
are so good.
Last night, the Giants had, I think it was either the 9th or the 10th inning. They had two out, nobody on. Matos took that walk. You think they'd send him? It's the winning run. Take a chance. You haven't scored. You're 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. One of these times you're going to have to get a hit, but you got to get him in scoring position. They don't even try to steal. I mean, with the 2 pickoff attempt rule or disengagements, whatever you want to call it, and the bigger bags this year, you should be able to get a lead big enough. And, you know, I mean, if I was playing today and could do what I used to do, I would take a big enough lead, leaning toward, you know, knowing I'm going back to first to make that guy throw. You know, soon as, you know, I'm not getting caught. First 2 times, I make him throw 2 times. Now he's got to, if he wants to throw over again, he's got to get me out or it's automatic balk, right? So that's an advantage. I haven't seen the Giants do any of that. They got a couple guys that can steal bases. Matos, Sable can occasionally steal a base. Slater used to be good, but he can't run now. Yaz, he can't run now. I mean, you're basically getting these guys when they get on base. Everybody knows they're not running.
That's my problem with Wade leading off. He gets on base, but he doesn't do anything with it.
I thought he was faster than he's showing. I thought when he came up a couple of years ago that he actually was trying to steal bases.
Back and hamstrings injuries will do
yeah,
that to you.
Yeah.
There you go, Dan. Rothberg says, why steal? You risk more injuries.
It's true.
Why even put the uniform on? Why put the uniform on, Robert?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't even cross the white line because you might get hurt.
Unbelievable.
If we had to bet, did Robert play baseball? If we had, if you,
I don't even think they had T-ball back then either.
Hey, you know, we're always talking about the offensive part of the game. You know, granted, that's what drives the needle. But I'll tell you what, these 3 rookies, Matos, Schmidt, and Bailey, they already are established as some of the better gloves at their position right now. And
they could what is win 5 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, what is Juan Giants World Series in the past? It wasn't their stellar hitting. It was their pitching and their defense. And with those 3 kids for the future, they got 3 hell of wherever Schmidt plays. second, short, or third base, he's going to be, if he can stick at one position, he's going to be Gold Glover. Bailey's a no-brainer, and Matos is right on the cusp. That's 3 excellent defensive
Yeah, it's
players.
exciting to see what's happening. I mean,
young guys love it.
And, maybe the Giants' philosophy is they believe in the guys like Meckler and Von Braun being ready next year, along with Luciano. And maybe their thoughts are, we've got enough guys to, make that move. You add 2 more outfielders with Brown and Meckler, and then Luciano's up. So now you would have Schmidt, Luciano, Estrada, Bailey, Sable,
Ramos,
maybe Ramos. They didn't trade him. That's good. That's a good sign. They didn't trade him.
What's with not trading Bart? I don't get that at all.
I'm glad they didn't trade Bart, because you can never have enough good catching. If Bailey goes down and you don't have a decent backstop that can be back there, your season's done.
That's true. When does Perez get back? Is he out for the season?
Oh, he's out. Yeah,
he's out. Yeah.
And he's not coming back. They won't bring him back.
Good point, Rory. Good point.
If the Giants are going to have this philosophy of maybe not getting a lot of boppers in their lineup, if they're going to go kind of a faster, more athletic, more defensive team, that's fine. But you better get the starting pitching to go along with, just Cobb and Webb. Because then if you have that good of a defense, and if you have a front line 4 deep starting rotation with that bullpen, now you can legitimately talk about the Giants being a contender. They need 2 more legitimate starters.
Now
I'm still not sold. I'm still not sold that Cobb can do it another year. He's done this one time. I need to see it more than that.
What? I am sold that he can do it another year. You know why? Ever since he went to Driveline, his velocity has increased. His what do you call it?
Command?
No, not command. It's like the
sinker, splitter. Oh, his rotation.
Yeah, his spin rate's increased.
Spin rate.
His movements increased.
Spin rate.
Driveline. This is a guy that I think is going to keep pitching until he's like 38, 39. He's going to be one of these Verlander Scherzers.
He could be.
I have a feeling he is, and I have a feeling the Giants are going to keep him.
Manaya's increased his fastball from Driveline about 3-4 miles per hour. We haven't seen much of Manaya's really good changeup this year. I don't know why.
Because it's not really good. He's always hanging that thing.
It was good, and I don't know what happened to it. It was.
Yeah, it's bad. It really is. I've been watching it on game day, and every time he throws that changeup, it's either high or off the plate every time.
Same thing with Wood.
Now he's just sticking with the his slide. I think it was a slider, a sweeper, and fastball.
Yeah, Rory, you're right. McRae is another guy. He's stealing 35, 40 bases in Eugene.
That's my boy.
That's a guy that will probably be here in 25. Could make an appearance next year. We're seeing these guys fly. Remember, Matos last year was at A-ball, and we thought, oh my goodness, he didn't. And all of a sudden now it looks like he's going to spend the rest of the year up here. I think the situation, I guess what they went with Pollock, I'm not crazy at all about the deal, but I can handle it for a couple of weeks if that's what it turns out to be. Problem is he's always injured. He's always injured. He's been injured the last several years. He's got really good talent and some good power if he stays healthy. Pollock was good for the Dodgers in 21, had a really good year, helped them, and then what's that sound? What is that?
It's Bora typing.
Oh, typing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm hearing
tapping.
Tapping.
Like a mouse scratching.
Okay. So I think you got to get to the point with this club. I don't know if they can hang on. They got a 61% chance, according to FanDuel, of going to the playoffs. It dropped from 63 to 61 after. I don't know if they've updated after the trade deadline, after tonight's win. Can you check it, Bora, real quick? See what their playoff odds
Yeah.
are during the game.
Fangraphs.
It was
What,
61%.
Any of you guys have opinions about which team helped themselves the most at the deadline?
Marlins.
Marlins did well.
I was gonna say
Texas, for sure.
Texas had Chapman, and they added 2 starting pitchers. Texas definitely did well. Houston adding Verlander.
I'm gonna say a team that's very unpopular, but I think, by the way, they have a 66% chance now.
So it went up to 66 because they're 2 games over. What's
Mhm.
Arizona's chance?
All right, let me
50,
see.
55.
Arizona
got a closer.
39.
Really?
Yep. Them and the Padres are.
What about
the same.
Miami?
Miami is at 41.
I'll bet you Philly's 68.
74.
Okay, I figured they were higher than the Giants.
My team that had a great deadline is the Mets. Their roster, they sold and they got a haul. They got great prospects. They got multiple top 100 prospects, and they're going to be good for 2025, 2026. They're going to be pretty good. They got a good farm system now.
And a couple of years from now, Boro, we'll be doing this show, and we'll be saying, "Remember when the Mets got all that
Exactly.
prospects? And now look at what they're doing. They're not just average, fighting for a spot. All these young guys came up together.
Exactly.
That's the way you do it, man.
That's basic business.
I mean, that's a great point. That's basic in business. If you're a company and you have a person on your staff, a salesman that's been good for many years, but he's starting to deteriorate and he has a high salary and a high commission, but he's not closing as many deals as he did, you're going to bring in a young guy that's hungrier, that's more ambitious, and can close just as many, if not more.
And the young guy's going to be cheaper.
That's the business aspect of it. And that's the part we're upset that the Giants don't do. And this is Farhan, Mr. What was the name of his company? Small World?
Something like that, whatever it was.
Yeah, small mind, man. And small something else, probably. But whatever, man. Just yeah. All these prospects the Giants have that we're talking about, it's exciting. But I think none of us think that Kapler and Farhan are the guys to be leading them. They're not.
Hey, you sent out you sent something out tonight. It says since beating LA 15-0, these are the San Francisco Giants ranks as of June 18th. Yep. Batting average 213 last. On base percentage 292 28th. Slugging 342 last. WRC plus 75 tied for last. Wow.
And that's going to catch up to them when they play these better teams that can hit. The Giants are not going to be able to score 2 or 3 runs and win. When they start playing the Rangers and the Rays and the Astros and the Phillies and who am I missing?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. That rake. They're gonna have to score 6 or 7 runs.
Yeah, Joe. The Giants.
If I'm not mistaken, Senior, the pitching in the month of July, I think the Giants are ranked 10th. San Diego was ranked number 1 in the month of July.
Lydia P.
Just by the month.
Lydia P. True statement. Low risk, low rewards. Low risk, low rewards. Yeah.
No risk it, no biscuit.
Yep. No pain, no gain.
Small part of me thinks they can make a run just because of the pitching. That's the only reason. Because that's how you win championships, really. It's the pitching.
It's not just pitching. You got to have good defense and timely hitting.
It's not just pitching, timely hitting.
I'll say this.
It's the timely hitting that's going to hurt them.
And the defense. Their defense.
I'll say this.
It's gotten better. It's gotten better, but
tomorrow,
guys I mentioned, they're hurting on defense.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Crawford should sit because he's played the last 2 games. Did he play Sunday too?
No.
I don't think so. Right? Or did he?
Let me-
Maybe
let
he
me
did.
look. Let me
Who's
look.
pitching tomorrow? What's the pitching matchup?
Pitching matchup for tomorrow is Webb
Saccone.
again. Oh, it's a rookie they're calling up. It's trouble. Hard throwing, right-handed pitcher, hard thrower with a hard, tough slider, according to
Wow.
the D-backs.
No hitter.
That is spelled trouble most of the year for the Giants when they face somebody new, like they did Scooby, or what was his name with Detroit? What was his name? The lefty?
Scooble.
Scooble.
And then the Sheehan.
But the only advantage that
Dodgers.
the Giants have is that he is right-handed. They cannot hit left-handers that are, of any quality. So going back to the lineup on Monday night, last night, Crawford played the whole game at short. Let's see if he played Sunday. I don't recall the lineup, but Crawford, yes, he played 5 at bats. So he's played 3 games in a row. If you play him tomorrow night and wait to rest him Thursday, thinking, oh, well, you can rest Thursday, there's no game Friday, you're putting in danger of that knee acting up again. Sit him down tomorrow, play him Thursday, he gets Friday off. So it's 2 of the next 3 days off. If you play it right, Casey Schmidt should be at shortstop tomorrow night.
He should be, but you know what's going to happen? Crawford's going to be starting.
And if they start him because they're facing a right-handed pitcher, they're not being smart. Crawford's shown you that he needs rest because that knee acts up when it gets, the swelling builds up, and I don't know. Anyway, I wish they had the guy from Rick Celebrini of the Warriors running their health, because he knows how to get guys well and get them ready. So tomorrow, that's what they got. Then Thursday's an afternoon game. What do we got here? Let's take a look at the updated standings. We haven't done that tonight, have we? Let me pull those up here.
Yeah, all the games are over now.
And we will bring up the standings.
Here come the Cubs.
Yeah, Bellinger hit another one tonight.
Broke the scoreboard. I saw that.
Hey,
Yeah.
20 runs in a game. That's more than the Giants in like 10 games.
Who got 20 runs?
The Cubs.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the top of the scoreboard here. Full scoreboard. Come on. Is it sharing now?
Yeah, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it not moving to? That's the full scoreboard? Fourth?
You just got to scroll down.
I'm trying to hit at the top up here.
No, you're there. You just got to scroll down a little bit.
I thought this.
There you go.
Oh, that's okay. We're going to do it that way. Okay, I was doing it the other way side. Okay, so Phillies did beat the Marlins. Brew Crew over the Nationals. Boy, Yankees look like they're done.
They're done. They are done.
Wow, all the big spenders except the Dodgers going down this year in Philly.
Orioles, bunch of runs.
Woo, 13-3. I think Belt hit a home run today.
Santander hit a grand slam.
Braves.
Henderson.
Look at that.
Henderson,
Angels. All that stuff for Ohtani, man. Hey, you got to root against the Angels because it's a possibility. There we are, 20-9. Swanson homers twice. You got to root against Padres. Finally win in Colorado. Red Sox over the Mariners. Mariners look like they're throwing in. Mm-hmm. Dodgers win again. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the standings. And Baltimore 1.5 over Tampa. Toronto. So it's a 2-team race now. Toronto's fallen back. Yankees falling way back. Twinkies 2 over the Guardians. Texas wins tonight, but they're only a half game up on the Astros. Angels.
Look at that run differential.
Hey, check the Angels' playoff hopes up alive. I bet it's 3% or less.
Angels are just in a tough division.
It's going to be pretty good just because they have Ohtani.
No, the playoffs for this year, I bet it's 3% or less. Just check
Let me see.
Because I'm looking at the
Angels.
wild card, and I don't see them getting past. They're too far
15.
back. 15.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the wild? Okay, the wild card. They're sitting at. They're only 3 out. Why did I think they were 5 out? They only have to overcome 2 teams. Then I still don't think they do it. But 15%. What is the Yankees?
Yankees are at 18. Red Sox are at 29. Blue Jays are at 66.
66. Okay, so we go to what are the Cubbies? 32.
28.
Okay. Padres, 21.
40.
Really?
Damn.
Yep.
40.
Mm-hmm.
You believe in them.
What are the Mets? 12? 10?
5.
Look at that run differential, the Padres. It kind of tells you what kind of team they have.
Yeah.
Cubs are what'd you say? 41?
No, that was the Padres. The Cubs are
Padres are
15, I think. Cubs are 28.
Okay. And what are the Giants? 66?
Yeah, 66.
Phillies are 74. You said, what are the Brewers?
Brewers are 69.
What's Cincinnati?
39.
Whoa, they think look at and they're what, 2 games up on the Brewers?
Yeah,
Okay,
Central.
yeah.
Only a half. So they think Milwaukee's going to win that division
Because of pitching.
and that Cincinnati is going to fall off. Interesting.
Cubs may win that division, man.
Look at their run differential.
67, and look at the
Everyone else is negative.
They're third, and look at San Diego, 65.
Yep.
So San Diego, 6 back of the Giants. They're only, what were they? Did we say wild card? They were 5 or 5.5 out.
For who?
Padres 5.
Padres
Or 5. There we go.
Yeah,
they're 5 out of the wild card. So if you were to pick 3 wild cards right now, assuming Milwaukee or Cincinnati maybe is in that mix, one of them, who would you say are the 3? We know the Braves are winning the East. We don't know who's winning the Central, and if I was betting, I'd take the Dodgers in the West. But anything still can happen. It's only a 2.5 game lead. Who do you got winning the West? Who do you guys got? Let's start with Bora. Who do you got?
You mean the 3 wild cards? Is that what you're asking?
First, who's going to win the National League West, Bora?
All right.
Time's up. Eric.
Robert Rothberg, Giants. They're going to win the West.
What? Wow. The
Yep.
West is going to be the Dodgers.
Are you taking the Giants, Bora?
I'm taking the Giants.
Okay, interesting. All right. Eric's got the Dodgers. Who are you taking, Los?
LA.
Okay. I've got LA winning the West as well. I'm hoping the Giants somehow pull it off. Central. Who are you taking? Brewers or Cubs or
Brewers.
The Reds?
I'm taking the Cubs.
What? They're going to take the Central?
Yep.
Look at Bora. Them strong takes.
That's not a bad take, though. Look at it.
They're playing strong. They are.
I'm going with that. I'm going with the Cubs.
They
have the most balanced team. The Reds have a lot of hitting, not much pitching. The Brewers have a lot of pitching.
They're only
Look at
3
the run
back in the
differentials.
They're only
run
3 back in
differentials.
3 back in the loss column.
Yeah, I'll take the Cubs.
I'm gonna take the Cubs because they got Candelario.
I'm gonna say Brewers. Woodruff's coming back soon.
Nobody's got the Reds. Okay. And we all take the Braves. Okay, 3 wild cards. Who's the 3 wild cards?
Wait, you did? Oh yeah, you said the East. Never
Go
mind.
back to the wild card standings.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the wild cards here. Oops, too far. Okay.
I got shit.
All right, I'm gonna say the Dodgers, Phillies, and Marlins.
Dodgers, Phillies, and Marlins. Okay.
I got Giants, Phillies, Cubs.
Giants, Phillies, Cubs. Who you got, Los?
Phillies, Brewers, and Padres.
Oh, you don't think the Giants even make the playoffs, huh? No.
I don't. I told you, August 10 to August 31st. We'll see what they're made
Yeah,
of.
that's true. That's true.
Going to separate the men from the boys. We'll see how great the Giants are on August 31st.
All right, I'm going.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point, Lewis.
I'm going with the Phillies for 1. I'm going to go Phillies, Brewers, and I hope I'm wrong on this. I want to see the Giants in the playoffs. I really do, because it's fun. Playoffs are so much more fun when your team's in it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Phillies, Brewers, and D-backs.
Wow. Look at 2 guys on a Giants YouTube channel. Don't pick the Giants.
Hey, you were the one that's been yelling at them from the beginning.
Yeah, let's go back and listen.
Hold on.
Oh, why do they do that? Hey, why do they do that? Fuck the Giants. Oh, they're going to make the playoffs.
Hold on.
Come on, E.
No, the team is playing good, but I don't like Kapler or Farhan. I don't like the people who are running it. The team playing out in the field, they have a potential to do something. I just don't like how they're being led.
Yeah,
big difference.
Here's what I'll say about the Giants.
Make sure you get your AJ Pollock jersey, bro.
I will say this. It will shock me. Who did I pick again? Phillies, Brewers, and Diamondbacks.
Phillies, Brewers, Diamondbacks.
Okay. It would not shock me to see the Giants win the division. It would not shock me to see them win 87 to 80 to 90 games and make a wild card. It wouldn't shock me to see them finish at 500 and miss the playoffs because of that schedule, because of injuries. For the Giants, I'll tell you what, if Estrada comes back, stays healthy, Crawford stays healthy, the pitching staff stays healthy, Haniger comes back, and he becomes who they thought they were signing by late September, and they get into the playoffs, they could be very dangerous. And I'll just say that everything has to go right. If it does, I think they can do some damage in the playoffs, because if Harrison comes up and becomes, a really key piece down the stretch, a lot of teams won't see him twice, right? He's going to face teams only once, probably, with the new type of schedule. And Stripling looks like he's getting things back in control. If the bullpen, it's key to health. The Giants roster, it's not a great year for base. There's, the Braves are by far and away the most talented team, and
in the entire major leagues. Yeah.
Yet
what pitching did they get? None.
I don't think they added.
That's going to be what kills them.
So
they don't have besides.
No, they got Max Fried coming back.
Oh yeah, he's coming back. So, yeah.
Spencer Strider just with the fastest player to hit 200 Ks in a season.
Mm-hmm.
Just did it today.
So I think the Braves
their pitching staff doesn't need to be dominant, because 1 through 9, their lineup is freaking nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Matt Olson, Acuna. I mean,
Lydia
Go
asked
up and
is
down. Albies, their whole lineup. Sean Murphy.
yeah, it's
they're
a
dominant.
tough lineup. It's the best. Lydia, he has done great at A and Double A. He made his first appearance, I believe, tonight. He was 0 for 2 with 2 walks, so got on base twice. So we'll see how we'll keep tabs definitely on Wade Meckler as the season progresses. But I do think the Giants. The problem with the Giants is if they don't stay healthy, there are a lot of holes in that lineup, and you can't. And they're winning games with hardly scoring any runs. It's amazing. They're literally 13-13 in their last 26, and we just read you where they finished offensively, last in every category except one of them was 28th. So the fact that they're still 13-13, if you looked at those statistics, and I read you those, and you say, what do you think the record was in the last 26 games with those statistics? Most people would say they were somewhere like 8-18, right?
And that is the exact reason why I still have faith. They played 500 ball, being last in the league in basically all offensive categories.
It's
If
because
they
their
can
pitching
just
kept them in it. Yeah.
exactly, if they can pick up the offense just a little bit, and when Casey Schmidt starts hitting, when Kyle Harrison comes up, when Luciano gets back up, I think these rookies are gonna provide a really big spark because you know what? They are gonna be excited to be playing postseason ball in October. They've
Let
never
them
done it before, and they're gonna be anxious, and there's a chance that the rookies are gonna carry this team to the playoffs.
let them hit like that starting August 10th.
Hey, Robert.
They're going to
I-
lose a lot of games if they
Robert,
hit like that.
Robert Rothberg, I just starred a comment you made. You made one of your best comments all your whole
No one
career.
can see. They can't see that on YouTube.
Your career. All teams are vulnerable. You are correct. That is a true statement.
It's
All
baseball.
teams are vulnerable.
It's baseball.
Hey, anything can happen in baseball. It's not like basketball generally when very rarely, and we saw it this year with the Miami Heat, but rarely does a team 8th seed, make it to the finals.
They were not the most talented teams.
They were the best coach. They were the best coach, though.
They were very well coached, but they were not the best players on the field.
Right.
And that's baseball. This organization did not win a World Series with Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Orlando Cepeda, Will Clark, Matt Williams, Kevin Mitchell in the lineup. This team won a World Series with Pat Burrell, Cody Ross. I mean, yeah. And from that aspect, absolutely.
Baseball is a very funny game.
This is not overly,
You don't even have to be the best. You don't even have to be the best athletes. You can be totally inferior athletically, but if you can timely hit and pitching and play defense, you can win games. You don't even have to be, a great hitting team. You just have to hit clutch hits. Baseball's funny because we saw last year the Phillies and the Padres go to the NLCS when it was clearly, the Dodgers and the Braves were the teams to beat going in, and the Cardinals looked good. But, that's just the way it goes.
I would have picked the Giants to get in the playoffs if they had gotten a third and even a fourth starter. I would have, but
it all depends on how that bullpen holds up. How long does Ryan Walker hold up?
We have been saying this for weeks, and I think we forget about it. That bullpen is not going to be the same come mid to late August.
I said that a month ago.
You just assume that they're going to keep dominating, but they keep throwing more and more miles on their arms because they don't have starters other than Webb and Cobb to a degree that go deep. That's going to catch up with them in late August, early September. If I'm wrong, I will admit it, but that is what I see. They're dominating now. They're shuffling guys in and out to keep arms fresh. But look at those miles and all the innings that they're going to have by the time the playoffs start getting close. And they're going to be facing, like I said, these better teams. And watch what happens. I mean, you got to have starters that go deep in games, and they have 2. It's going to catch up with them.
Who's the
That's a great
first
point. What losing Brebbia hurts? What was his injury?
A lat. He'll be back in a couple of weeks, though.
No, he went on the 60.
Yeah, it's fine.
But they're retroactive. He comes off.
It's retroactive back to June 17th or something.
Okay,
So like
got it.
August
Okay.
17th, he's available. They just did it to
Okay.
make a roster spot for what's his name, Pollock.
Mhm.
Okay, let me ask you guys while I'm pulling this up. Who's the next guy to get DFA'd off the 40-man roster to make room for Harrison? Or who gets put on the 60-day?
Is Harrison not on the 40?
He's not
No.
on the 40.
No.
3, 2, 1. Isan Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the guy that kept up instead of Luciano? Really? That guy?
But he can service him for a couple of games, and that's how they do it. All right.
Mhm.
Am I sharing the screen right now?
Yeah, you are.
All right. Let's take a look at the major league leaders in batting average. We could see there Luis Arias, 381. Next guy, Freeman, 334.
Acuna.
Man, Freeman hit 334 and can't even win a batting title.
I know.
So
Same thing with Acuna at 331.
yeah, Bichette and Diaz lead the American League, and then it drops down to 306. Otani hitting 304.
There's only 10 guys in all of Major League Baseball.
I know. I
hitting
was just
300.
I know it's
My point that I have made all year long. That is pathetic.
Unbelievable. Isn't
Pretty
it?
bad, isn't it?
10 guys in the whole league. Wow.
Look at Christian Yelich, man. He is having a resurgent season.
Yeah, he is.
Wow, look at that. 286. Lane Thomas is he a free agent?
Next year he is. Yeah, this
What?
offseason, yeah.
Why didn't
Yeah, I'm
Washington
surprised.
trade him?
I don't know.
Washington's going nowhere.
Don't know.
They probably want to retain him.
Well, they
Oh no. He's in his
Is
first
it?
year of arbitration this year.
Oh, is he?
okay. Then
has 2
for
more
sure.
years,
Then
yeah.
No way
Where
to trade.
did Ha-Sung Kim come from? I had
Yeah,
him
he's
on my
doing well.
fantasy. I dropped him on my fantasy team. He was hitting like 218 in May.
That was a guy if the Padres were more out of it, I would love to see the Giants get him.
Man.
Isn't he injured now?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so who's going to be the first Giant on here?
Batting average?
Wait,
It's gonna be Flores. How come
I don't
Flores
think
is
He's got
in
enough
there?
at bats. He doesn't
not
have enough at
qualified.
bats.
That's why he's not even
JD
doesn't even have
Davis.
enough at bats. Yeah.
It'll be JD Davis.
No, I think it's Wade. Or maybe he doesn't have enough at bats. Let's see.
JD Davis.
Good Friedel.
JD
Corbin.
Davis has gone
Riley.
down to like 240.
Who's going to get National League Rookie of the Year? Is it going to be
Carroll.
Is it gonna,
Yeah, it's
is it
Carroll.
going to be Carroll or does
No,
De La
De La
Cruz have a
Cruz.
chance to catch him?
It's
Maybe De La
Carroll.
Cruz.
It's Carroll.
Right now, it's
Carroll's
Carroll.
been consistent
Yeah, 'cause he's
all
got
year
a-
long.
he's
that
got,
guy's
what,
gonna
20-something
go
home
30
runs?
30 and may go 40. Well, he's gonna go 30.
He's not. No, he's not. Yeah, he'll go 30-30.
Yeah.
All right,
40
so we've
that's-
got,
Yeah, you're right. JD Davis has dropped a little bit. Shit. Maybe Blake Sable.
See,
He
I
didn't have
saw
enough
Ben
at-bats.
Benintendi up there. I'm surprised the Giants didn't get after him on the offseason. He already passed him.
Verdugo, Lamont Wade.
Wade.
There it is. 267. That's your
Vladimir Guerrero is
He has
hitting
fallen off a cliff.
267.
and
He's
only
up there.
20
Dropped
and
below
only
2.
21 or 17 homers. That's it.
Wow, what a disappointment. That dude is
Only
300 hitter. He's trying to hit home runs, man.
look at this. Okay, Swanson having a pretty decent year, 266,
Oh, Mike
16
Look
homers.
who's there. Look who's there. 54.
Mauricio.
Mauricio Dubon.
This is
His-
pathetic.
His on
This
base
is-
percentage is horrible though.
This is depressing to look
Okay,
at.
so far have we just had one Giant or two? Did we pass up JD Davis yet?
No, we haven't. It was
No,
only
not yet.
Lamont there.
Okay,
he's still down.
so this is amazing that the Giants are
There's
There
JD.
There he is.
257. Okay.
No.
I'll bet you if you looked
Oh,
up
yeah.
his baseball card, it's probably close to that average. I don't know what his like.
Look it
So
up, Bora. Baseball
What?
reference.
check
JD
up
Davis
JD Davis lifetime career
Okay.
average. Any
If
more
you're
Giants?
if you're a Giants fan right now and you go to the ballpark, like other than Doval and maybe Bailey, whose jersey are you buying? My God. Let me go run out and get that Conforto jersey.
Webb.
Oh,
That's about it.
No wonder you look up in the stands and everybody's wearing like regular clothes.
And your future superstar, Mr. 37, Luciano, isn't even up right now.
He's down again. Yeah.
264.
264. So he's hanging right around where he's been.
I
Okay.
mean, he was up in 280 until a couple weeks ago, really.
Yeah, the bottom fell out.
Look at the year Kyle Schwarber's having. 184, and he struck out 140 times. His K rate is 36%.
Ooh,
One of
27
Max
bombs.
Muncy.
One of the big things I look at a
Crazy.
hitter, one of the biggest things I look at when I look at a hitter is strikeouts versus walks. And when it's somewhat even, then I know that guy can hit. If you looked at those stats, it's almost most guys are striking out 3 to 5 times as much as they walk. Nice, attaboy.
Woo.
I hope you got it on clearance for $19.99.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys. We've been going an hour and 33 minutes. I think that's about it.
That's our mark.
That's our mark. You guys got any closing thoughts tonight, Los? Closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts are this. I apologize to the chat that I did not pick the Giants to win the playoffs, but I'm picking with my brain, not with my heart. I've picked with my heart many times before and been let down. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Giants prove me wrong, and if they do, I'll be on here and I will admit it. The end.
Okay, Bora, closing thoughts.
Not much. I was listening to the game on the radio a little bit. I had to go to the gym, and yep. The crowd was loud in the 8th and 9th inning. Like, it was loud, and it's good to hear. But at the same time, it's like the fans are just rewarding these teams, and Farhan and the ownership is just, seats are selling. This is working. That's all that money. That's all that matters. The money.
Point.
Yep. So, it would be better, honestly, if there was like 20,000 people in the stands, just because, people shouldn't be happy or like, I don't know what the word is, but they should want more. They shouldn't be content with this. They should want more. And I think the season ticket sales take a big part in that. But it's good to see the people in the stands, but at the same time, you need to upholster your roster a little bit.
If this team was on the East Coast after our GM did what he did and traded for an AJ Pollock, and that's it, didn't sell, didn't buy nothing, didn't do anything to really improve the team, there would be signs at the ballpark with basically San Francisco A's, Oakland Giants, Fire Farhan. If that was the East Coast mentality, but it's not. I don't know if you've ever been to the East Coast to a game, Bora, but when you do, if and when you do, you'll see the difference between the fans.
I've been to a Red Sox game.
A lot of people go to Oracle just to be there.
Yeah, just for the view.
Just for the views and to take some photos and to slide down the slide and to get some Instagram shots.
Yeah.
I'd
and to
say
get
about
drunk.
About 40 to 50% of them are hardcore baseball fans. It's not a candlestick crowd, that's for sure. There's nobody there keeping score, old school, that know the game.
You know what? Will makes a really good point here.
They're not going to hold them accountable.
How many people are going to the game because of the park and the experience of the ballpark, and how many of you are going there to go watch the baseball game? Because if they were playing in Candlestick Park, how many people would actually be going watching this team?
Great point. If this was
that's a really good point, Will.
If this was Candlestick, there would probably be.
I think the ballpark still holds some allure for fans as far as just the experience, not necessarily to watch the game.
It's a gorgeous ballpark. When you go to a game there, a lot of people just walk around and hang out. They're not sitting there and watching the game, so it's an experience.
Yeah,
the Giants are. I mean, from a business point of view, the Giants are very smart. They make money whether the team wins or lose. So
yeah, perfect example last year, right? Made $75 million.
Yep. Exactly.
Take that $75 million profit, give it to Ostani, and you'll make more of than that, because he'll bring you $75 million minimum just in ticket sales, plus all the concessions.
You know what? I tell you what. How about we invest that $75 million in a new president of baseball operations?
Yep.
There we go.
Can anybody take a guess at what Farhan's salary is about? Wild guess.
Probably about $7 million, $7 million
per year, or for the whole contract
per year.
He can make more than that going to Cisco Systems or something. Apple.
That's just a guess. All right, Eric. Final closing thoughts.
I think I made my point pretty clear in the beginning. I really don't want to go down that road again, because it's just going to get me all worked up. So.
Yeah, we don't want that again. We don't want that.
Don't need that again. I'm good.
If the Giants make the playoffs, like you said, though, Farhan's going to have the last laugh on you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I mean, honestly,
you'll have it on you and me too, Los.
Exactly.
Big time.
Which would be fine. Hey, I can take it. I would love nothing more than for the Giants to make the playoffs, go deep, and have people ridicule me, and say, oh, I'm not a fan. No, I'm a realistic guy. It makes and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's what sports is all about. If I was right every time in sports, believe me, I would be probably doing this show right now from Cancun, laid up on a beach lounge chair or something, talking to you guys. No, I mean, it's you never know. I mean, with sports, I mean, we all make predictions. We're all right sometimes. We're all wrong sometimes. Hey, odds makers are wrong at least 40% of the time, probably.
At least.
Yeah, right.
Hey, but if you're hosting a YouTube show and
I did, Val.
Put on the spot. If you're put on the spot to make a prediction and you make it, don't be coming up in the chat session and being a coward if you never made a prediction. You stayed on the fence and then point your finger and go, you were wrong. You need to go one way or another and own up to it. It's easy to point the finger when we're wrong.
I love all these guys that put out on my tweet, because I put a tweet out tonight that said, game over, 3-0. No way Giants score 3 runs. Zach Gallen was pitching. I'm thinking this offense hasn't scored 3 runs, and Gallen's mowing them down. As soon as I put the tweet out, Matos hits a double, drives him in. The next batter, Crawford hits a 2-run homer. And I'm like, oh, well, there goes my bet, because I took the D-backs and the over-under is 6.5. So it's like, okay, 3-3. Somebody's got to get a run to win. So that's 7. Lost my bet. So now I'm just saying, well, I hope the Giants win. But I got people, and I put that. Hey, I said I'm wrong, blew it. Hope I win, but you still have idiots out there that say ha 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 ha, laughing out loud.
Those idiots never made a prediction. They stayed on the fence, so they're
still wearing their diapers, playing video games in their mama's basement.
It's the same mentality for people that want to talk shit about voting for politically, and then they never voted.
Yeah, exactly.
You never voted, like you can't say nothing one way or another. So if you didn't make a prediction about the Giants making or not making the playoffs, you can't say nothing. People are wrong.
Yeah.
Thanks, Val. You have a good night too, brother.
All right,
Ted. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that, buddy.
So let's go through the chat. real quick and say goodbye to everybody that was joining us tonight. We want to thank everybody that's in the show. You guys mean a lot to us. Just the fact that you come in here for Giants. This is a hangout. We just love to talk ball and have some fun. MF is always in here. Thank you. Spencer, Stewart, Adam C., Big Wheeze, Robert Duvall, Chardall, Robert out there. Bay Area Musical Instruments, G. Martinez, Ted Mosby, Will Martinez, Will B., Nick J. Who else we got in here? Trock, who was in here earlier. Not sure if he's still with us tonight. German Rottweiler. All right. Safi. He mentioned a comment I never got to. Let me see it. What is it? Safi. Dan, hear me out. The only guys I'd be okay selling some young guys for was Dylan Cease or Mitch Keller, although I'm disappointed they didn't trade for a reliever. I have no problem standing pat. I had no problem, Safi, standing pat either, just to the fact that Farhan got everybody's expectations, said they were going to be aggressive. And
being aggressive could also mean sell.
I had a problem with it.
What's your prediction, Robert?
PK.
They're winning the World Series according to Robert.
Thanks for the PK. Rory, I mentioned Safi.
4-game sweep.
Who else? We got to get to some of the later ones in here. I'm going back to the earlier guys. Eddie K, Justin Kerwin, Nick J, Val Ramos, NorCal Sports Report, Daniel Gomez, Jose Castellaneta, Lydia P. Wow, who else is out there? Wow, let me get to we got a lot of chats tonight in here. This is great. Derek Brantley. I haven't seen Derek in here. Maybe new. Thank you for joining Derek Brantley. Bubrad. Joe Boyd. Who else? Anybody else see anybody else? Logan. Anyway, all you guys, if I missed anybody, I apologize. I was flying through there. But thanks for joining. We will be back tomorrow night. Roughly. What time did we start tonight?
You didn't mention Mark Graves, our illustrious mod.
Mark Graves, my apologies. I didn't see Mark's name in there. I was flying through the chat. Thank you, Mark. Mark's like part owner of NorCal Sports, man. He's one of the originals, and he's one of our mods. And Mark Graves always. I'm going on strike if you don't mention me. There he is. Mark.
No, I think he mentioned you right off the rip there, senior. I think he said senior, right? I think you were the first one he talked about.
Yeah, I did. I think I said senior first. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, I probably missed somebody because the chat, you got to scroll up and down, and it's from the beginning. We've been going an hour and 44 minutes. So thank you, everybody. Get that music one more time, and we'll close it out here. We'll be back tomorrow night after the Giants game, roughly 9:30-ish. Depending on the length of the game. But look for the YouTube. Hit that like button if you would. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe, and then hit the notifications bell. Every time we go live, you'll get notified when we go on. You won't even have to look for the thumbnail. You'll just get the ding and that we're coming. So for Los, D, for Bora, for Eric, our man who put together the Pinocchio thumbnail.
That was fitting, wasn't it?
What a job that was on the thumbnail for the trade deadline show.
Thanks, Los.
It was Los's,
that was Los's idea.
Oh, that was Los's idea. Awesome. That was great. All right. Hey, thanks to the crew. You guys are great out there. Keep watching NorCal Sports Network. Till tomorrow night. Arrivederci!